The widow speaks. Thank you for listening to my story. Not often am I invited to tell what I hear and think and feel, because widows are women without voices. We have no ability to make decisions or offer a point of view or even speak in the presence of men and married women and the temple priests and scribes. We are of no account, unwanted in our family, neither the one we married into nor the one we came from. My story is the same as other Hebrew women. The law clearly says that if a spouse dies, the woman, if young and viable, is to remarry immediately, as quickly as possible. And if the widow has a son who is of age, he is to take care of her if he chooses. But if a widow has young children, they are considered orphans, and we are unwanted anywhere. The home belongs to the man, and when he dies, it belongs to the temple scribes and priests. I have no children. My father's family has no room for me, and my husband's family decided I was unwanted in their home. Women, widows especially, are supposed to be taken care of, but it's at the whim of those who run the temple and at the whim of the family. And yet, my story is too wonderful to hold in. My story is about leaving everything to the temple, walking away proudly, because I put my last 2 coins in the box. I trusted in the words of the psalmist that Yahweh, blessed be he who would sustain widows and orphans and prisoners and the oppressed with justice and food and healing and freedom. What happened next when I dropped the coins into the box is almost impossible to describe. There are always men gathered around the temple, and I try not to make eye contact with them. I try to avoid them because sometimes men can be very unpredictable. But this man was pointing at me, looking at me, speaking to my heart. I had to hear what he was saying to his friends. His look was one of total love, and I moved closer. I felt calm, beloved, cared about. Without a penny to my name, without a home, without anything of value. Maybe he's a prophet like Elijah, who helped the widow who was in desperate, deadly situation. That woman was down to her last handful of flour and her last bit of oil. Or maybe he's that fanatic that I heard about who's baptizing people in the River Jordan. He didn't look wild or crazy, and I felt drawn to him. He stood. He actually stood up to talk to me. He called me woman. He spoke so softly. His voice was like a gentle breeze. My heart was pounding, my breath almost stopped. He looked into my soul, into the essence of my being with love. I am suddenly not worried about the future, where I will sleep or how I will eat or where I will live. His friends called him Yeshua, and I saw behind him a woman who was gesturing to me to come closer, telling me to join them and offering me the assurance of safety for the night. I listened to the people following Yeshua. They too were caught by his essence of love, of total belonging, Oh, how I wish everyone could feel this way. It seems people become trapped in routines and needs and desires and forget simply to love and be loved. Please share my story with others. Tell them that all I had, all that connected me to family and friends and temple rituals, suddenly gave me the freedom to be loved for who I am without any encumbrances. I hope you too can find Yeshua. Let him touch your heart. Let him breathe into your soul. Let him change you so that love for one another is easy and expected and wonderful. Sometimes I'm still unsure of the future. Sometimes I want to know that I really am truly, totally loved. I want to see the world through his eyes, experience the world with those who are unlovable and unwanted, with widows and lost ones. Then, when we all do this, we can share in the deep love that Yeshua offers. Oh, it's time to get going. I take my leave and I leave my love.